All right, GM Dabblers, we are live. Welcome back to our next session of Agent Camp. You know me, I'm Kale, the community manager at Dabl Club. Dabl Club is a third space for developers to continue expanding their own journeys as they explore new knowledge. This session and this entire series has been dedicated to teaching you and upskilling you on the frontier of AIs, agents, and the tools necessary to create them. For our last session, we were working on Eliza custom plugins. You got familiar faces here on the call with Colin and Mel both here. I just got good news from Mel that he actually solved our issue on Monday, and so he's happy to go through that, and we'll be diving into some progress on not only our builds, but yours as well. Strong reminder, the Polygon grants. I know we talk about it every time, and we're going to continue to. There are multiple tracks related specifically to the AI tools and skills that we're helping share with you today. The Ag Layer has recently announced its mainnet launch, and so there's lots of opportunities for you to use these fresh development tools to be able to explore opportunities to turn your ideas into projects, get funding, and make it happen. So by all means, make sure you check that out. We got it on screen here. It's at polygon.technology/grants. There's multiple different tracks, not all just AI related. There is a direct track for people that have projects that you've been working on maybe elsewhere that aren't specific to these AI technologies that we're teaching here at Agent Camp. So make sure that you check out polygon.technology/grants and see if there's a track that fits you. And if not, reach out to us and let us know what kind of project you are building that wouldn't fall underneath the grant scope right now, because I bet we can find a way to make it fit into there in some way, shape, or form. But without further ado, Colin, how are things going today?
Things are going great. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone that's been on all of these calls. It means a lot to us to see hundreds of people tuning in each time and thousands of reviews. We would love to get your feedback. We'd also really like to know what you're building. So we're sending out a survey, and we'd really like you to fill out the survey because it helps us kind of prove to ourselves and our sponsors that this show is worthwhile. So if you want us to continue doing this show and you want us to talk about a specific topic, or you just really want us to redo an episode, maybe it wasn't clear, go fill out the form. It's just a quick form to tell us, what's going on in your life and what you're building. We want to know what you're building. So we're going to send out that form via email after the show, and also put up a link to fill out that form. So we really want your feedback. We want the show to change and grow. And we also want to bring you on to the show. So in next week's episodes, we're going to be doing a demo day. And if you're not familiar with demo day, raise your hand. If you're ready to demo, post right there in the comment, ready to demo. Say, I'm ready to demo, and we'll find you in the comments and we'll follow up with you. We'll hit you up with the form. We want to see what you are going to demo. I already had a couple demos in private calls, so you're welcome to DM me, Mel, or Kale, and just give us a pitch and show us what you're doing. We'd like to see it before we put you on the show, but just a quick test run, and then we'll put you on the show and you can show off what you've built. It doesn't have to be exactly an agent, but that's the concept. So if you're building an agent, come and tell us about it. If you're building something in AI or Web3 and you think it's also cool, it might be interesting to our audience, come tell us about it. We would be very interested to hear more. You can find a lot of this content. Also, all of our past shows are on agentcamp.dev. So you can go back and watch all the previous shows. You can also see insights into our content. So if you want to go back and rewatch something, all this content is online. So this is recorded, and that demo day will also be recorded, and we'll have some VCs and investors to watch the show and judge it. We'll also be doing some future shows with Privado ID next month in February. We're going to bring them on. So learn about AI agents. We also just hosted a hackathon along with Sentient Foundation. So I want to give a shout out. They just had a hackathon this past weekend as they launched a new AI model called Dobby. So go try out the Dobby or Dobby AI model. I would recommend it. So these are some of the interesting projects that we're working on. We also are going to be at ETH Denver. So if you haven't, you're running out of time to apply. So don't forget to go apply for ETH Denver. We're also going to be running a Road to ETH Denver call where we talk about Denver and what's going on in Denver, what events we're going to be doing there. So we're not going to focus on that on this show, but in a future episode, you'll hear more about what we're going to do there. There will be an agent camp in downtown Denver. We'll have 2 days, 2 mornings in a co-working space. And you guys can come and co-work and hack with us in our giant co-working space for, I think, 3 days. It's inside of Polygon's Ag Cave. So it's going to be really exciting. And then also what we're getting into right now, so what's starting today is actually the start of the Agentic Ethereum hackathon that this entire agent camp was kind of built around, the concept of teaching people to be ready for this hackathon. So this starts today, and in fact, there's a conflicting class workshop going on in this in their schedule. So you can see their schedule today at 9 a.m. My time. They had the beginners workshop, and going on right now is the Ethereum Dev onboarding day. You can click that and you can go watch this on YouTube after our call. So you're not missing out. You can join their Discord. I highly recommend their Discord as the place to go and ask questions. You can see all the prizes and all the different companies. They have everyone from AWS to Privy to one of my favorites, Lit Protocol. We're also going to invite Lit Protocol to come speak on our Agent Camp show. We've also done some demos with Gaia, and Eigenlayer and Flow. So there's some really exciting companies that are in this space. We've already had Coinbase come on to our show. So we're going to try to bring in more of these companies to Agent Camp to help you throughout the hackathon. I want to pause there and I'll talk about what we're going to talk about today, get to the point. We're actually I'm extremely excited to hand over to Mel because what Mel's going to talk about today is something that we've been working on. I would say we call it, sometimes you call it a cold start. And a cold start is where you spend your nights, weekends, your holidays building. So instead of going on tours and vacations over the holiday break, me, Mel, and Kale have been heads down on building the next Dabl AI agent launcher. So I don't want to build up too much expectations because I'd rather the product, it's better to have lower expectations, but I'm pretty excited about this. So we're going to dive into Eliza today and help you build your own Eliza agent. And we also are going to hopefully have Eliza Labs come and join us. So we're going to invite them to all of our events as well. So Mel, tell us what you're going to tell us today.
Definitely. So number one, remember last week we were working on the token launcher from the agent. So we will go through that. We'll show how to, it's already launching tokens on Polygon and moar. So we'll take a review of how that whole flow works. And we will start also diving into the evaluator part. So the idea for today is to launch the agent on Firecaster, have it listen to your tweets or your casts properly, and it's gonna launch tokens on Polygon and moar. It's probably gonna run out of gas pretty fast, but it's just a sneak peek of what we will be working on for next week and for the hackathon probably. So you'll be seeing this fun bot probably much more production ready next week. So that's a little bit of what you're gonna be seeing. We'll see what happens. Just gonna build it. Who knows? Maybe it makes some money. Your token launches, maybe get sniped like Clanker. We'll talk about it in a bit. And so this is also very related to what we are working towards, which is properly an agent launcher. So this is coming very soon. That's why we've been also playing around a lot with all of these initiatives and building on the infra also on the back and see how everything fits. So that's also still working on the UX, still working on making it production ready, but maybe we'll see today in a bit a little bit of how it works. And so you can get ready with your ideas. We'd love to see you creating agents over there and just play with the code, play with the functionality, and start piecing it together more from a user perspective, but also with all this knowledge that you have now, and start seeing how we can create these more fun agents and create plugins and all of this. But yeah, without further ado, let's dive into the code if everyone's ready. Let me close a couple of when I needed. A couple of windows before that. It's gonna bloat our screen. Okay, seems like we are almost there.
Just a quick reminder too, at agentcamp.dev, there's a list of the participant socials. Any of y'all that shared your Twitter accounts or your Farcaster accounts are on there. So I'm right now following a whole bunch of y'all on Warpcast, since we're going to be doing a little bit of Farcaster play today. All yours, Bill.
Thanks. All right. Yeah, need to close this. So here we are. So if you remember, we've been working on this repository for a while. If anyone, yeah, actually, let me put it on our GitHub, on Dabl Club's GitHub, so it's available for you too. 1 minute. So you can follow along with this one because it's, you know, a lot of code is ready, and I'd rather you to have it available as well. And you can even code along with us. This is okay. Yeah, there's no repository for this, but I think I can just transfer it. Yeah, I'm gonna share it on my current this one. I don't know if it's public or not. So you can just clone it and follow along, and we can later switch the. Oh my god. Oh no, but that was the correct one. So let's share it here. Sorry for all the switching. Oh, that's not it. This is the one. Sorry about that. Okay. And so last session, what we were working on was integrating the agent with our AgentCamp plugin, which we had already been working on last week as well. And we had already some test actions. We had the provider for the wallet tested in detecting the current chain, which is Polygon Amoy. And if you go and clone this repository that I just shared, let me know if it's public. It should be, and if not, we can just switch it very quickly.
It's public.
Okay, amazing. And so you should be able to clone it, and make sure to be on the proper branch, which should be the feed /plugin-agentcamp branch. So we can make this larger. You can see it here. And yeah, so like I said, we had some test actions. We had our launch token action, which is what we did last session, was using the contract that I deployed on Polygon Amoy previously. That is it's kind of a clone of the Clanker bot that exists on Farcaster, that you can cast to it some information regarding a token, and it goes and deploys this token, and it also deploys a Uniswap pool contract with some money, and a whole flow. So we are replicating that. It's the Uniswap part, but the token launch is happening. And that's what we were connecting last week with this launch token action. We have our token launcher API here. And all of this, if you remember, we actually asked Claude to build all of this. So we created our launch token template. Here we have a missing token config template that just in case that there's missing arguments, the agent's gonna reconfirm with the user, hey, you're missing whatever, maybe the token supply, maybe the image that the agent needs to launch the token. So that's what this template is for. And just some evaluation utils here of all the required parameters. These are defined on the smart contract that manages the token launch. So we're just making sure that we have the proper arguments that the smart contract function is going to require. And these are action definition. If you remember, we need to have a name, description, simil, so can use another instruction, and the handler which handles the call. And here's where we got stuck last week. So everything seemed to be working fine. However, we weren't able to create the proper wallet client and the communication with the smart contract. So creating the transport between our agent with its wallet, which we have defined already back here. If you remember, we already have this EVM address and EVM private key with some funds for Polygon MOI. So it already is aware of its wallet. However, we weren't able to connect this wallet functionality with Beam, which is the interface that we're using. You can implement also ethers, and now deprecated. I wouldn't suggest Web3.js, but it's also an option. But if not, Beam works pretty good, and we already actually solved it. So what we needed to do, I'm just gonna move. Well, let's review the whole function. So if you remember, the usual thing is to inject this prompt for the template, which is the evaluation. It's like a small evaluation actually of if it should. If it goes and launches this token and detects all of these parameters from the existing conversation. So that's what we're gonna ask it to do. Like, hey, use this template to get the required parameters because this action was called, and that's what we're gonna need. Then it generate the object. We need to use the generate object deprecated function if you're using Anthropic, because there's some weird JSON error that Anthropic for some reason cannot create the object with this function, which is like the not deprecated. But yeah, in the meantime, you can use this, and if not, for OpenAI, I believe this one works well. And we pass the runtime and the context, and also the model class, which I actually think should be small, but let's leave it like that for now, because this one's working. Then we do just like a small evaluation. If there's any content missing, we run the other. Oh yeah, actually we should. Missing token config. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So, here's, I think this one's not very well constructed, actually. I think the template should happen first. But, the context is being built here, so maybe it works. So the idea here is just evaluate, see if the content has the proper parameters that we need to send to the smart contract function. And if not, it tells the user, hey, you're missing some token parameters with this callback function. If you remember, this callback function is always available on our action handler. And it's the last import, or rather, the last argument from the handler. It's injected by default, and it allows us to give some feedback to the user. It's like a way to create a response without generating necessarily a memory. That's what the callback is for. Now, that's the proper definition, if I remember correctly. So that's for the whole, making sure that we have the parameters ready. And if everything is ready, then everything should go up until this line. And here's where we were having issues. We just switched to a different instantiation of the contract. Instead of trying to create an instance of like a copy of the contract and start making the function calls directly from the contract instance, what we're doing is telling the client, since it's already generated with a private key, hey, don't worry about the contract instance. Instead, you as a signer point to this address, which is where the contract lives, and execute this function. That's all we needed to do, instead of having to mess with trying to instantiate a new contract, or a copy of the contract rather. So this works well, and we just need to send the arguments depending on how you create your smart contract and the functions that you want to call. You're gonna maybe need to send this an object or send it as separate arguments. This is more blockchain related stuff. Usually with the ABI, you can just ask Claude, or you can just ask here, Claude, or rather Cursor. Hey, I'm having this issue. Just can you help me send the proper arguments here with the composer? And that's how I got this here. So you see, I was having these issues. First, I wasn't able to, because I wasn't sending it as an object. So I actually copied and pasted the error that was being thrown by the console. And yeah, this is exactly what it did. It fixed me this. So that's a good way to handle this. Always rely on Cursor, at least, if not for like the full definition, but at least some guidance. And something that I liked a lot, and I don't know if you've tested before, it's that now the console from Google Chrome has AI built in it. So you can ask directly the console, hey, what the hell does this error mean? And it actually has, a couple of times that I've done it, it's been very informative. These errors that are sometimes very cryptic, it works. Like it really helps. And let's see if we face one and we can take a look into it. So that's how we got connected the function call. And we're gonna test first. We're gonna show that it's working, and then we're gonna move very quickly into the smart contract to give you an overview of what's happening on the smart contract, and then we'll jump into deploying this into properly Farcaster and see how we need to get the information from the Farcaster client to inject it into the function call. Because if you see the arguments of our function, we have the FID, which is the user's Farcaster ID. We have an image that the user have to upload to the cast. So that's going to be the token icon. And we need a social proof, which is the proper cast hash. If you know the Farcaster, how it works, the network, whenever you publish something, it's a message and it has an identifier, which is also a hash. And the salt, I believe this is more for adding some randomness when the token is launched. So in case you have like very similar parameters, which you shouldn't, but I guess it just creates some randomizer. And yeah, that's what the function is. And if everything goes well, we're gonna inform the user that the token was launched, and we're gonna share with it the hash. We can even do some token receipt management here, and we can actually share more information from the token launch. But we'll fix that in a bit. And the proper error management. Make sure to return or at least generate a callback so the user know what the error is or knows that an error happened. And some examples, which this one are very simple. I suggest you create a little bit more fun. We can ask Claudia in a bit to help us. So this is how the launch token action finishes. The only thing that we really were missing was this function call. So let's start our agent. Okay. So first, remember, make sure to be on version 23 at least of Node.js. And let's start our character. Should be the coach pool. And over here, we can run our client. So like, see, we're just gonna do some usual stuff. Let's check that our actions are being registered. Perfect. I see them here. And it seems like the API is running well for the agent. And now we can connect to our direct client. And here's our coach pool. First, let's say hi. Are you connected to any blockchain? And it's probably gonna say, yeah, I'm on a Polygon Amoy. This is my address or something, and maybe even the balance. So, okay, perfect. Polygon Amoy testnet, chain ID, this one, and 2.4 poll. That's correct. Amazing. So let's ask it. Do you know how to launch tokens? And it should detect at least that it does know. There you go. So it perfectly knows how to generate this function call. As you can see, it's very dramatic, but it says yes. Just give me a token name, symbol, supply number, FID, and then image URL. Maybe throw in some social proof for extra. Yeah, this is because we haven't told it exactly what are these variables for, but we need to, if we're gonna do it via the chat, we need to send it this information. So let me, let's ask just ChatGPT for a token. So it's a dead pool token, right? It's a coach pool. So we can try to ask it with an image for a ERC20 token icon. It should be inspired in Deadpool, the comics character, and a fun coach that is inspired in Ted Lasso, I believe. These fun colors. The token will be deployed on Polygon. And we can actually think, like, imagine, this would be a cool thing, and there's already an NFT image generator plugin, and there's already like image generation plugins. So we could actually just ask the user to give it just a prompt for the token, or just take it from the token name and symbol or a description, and have our own agent handle this process instead of having it content.
Oh, you got too
Yeah.
too specific there, huh, Mel?
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I thought so. Let's see. Start in a red hooded character that is a loud mouth. I don't know what the last release. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't know exactly. It's yeah, because it's part in fictional coach.
I suggest doing a zoom in, just because some folks might not be able to read. So yeah, we want to create an image for a token icon. I like the red hooded character, comic book character. I like the
Okay.
Ted Lasso vibes mixed in there too.
And then Mel, we have one quick question from Shruti here. So is there no need to mention the actions in the character.json?
Okay, that's a good question. So no, there's no need to do it directly, because the only things that the character files have available are the plugins array and the clients array. So ideally, the agent runtime, and I say ideally because I don't think it's implemented, at least the 1.8 version that I'm running. The agent runtime execution should load the plugins effectively from this array instead of kind of being hard coded. So I'm going to show very quick what I mean by this. So this agent runtime execution or instantiation, you see the plugins are not properly, character plugins are handled when clients are added. Okay, so I need to check what's exactly happening here, because ideally the actions have to be defined in the plugin, and the plugin should be loaded in the characters file and not directly here. However, I haven't tested all of this yet. Just a matter of checking the code. That's a cool part here. So when you run the clients, probably you see here the client initialization. Sorry about the pronunciation here. It's executed properly, but the plugins one, I don't think they have like actually created the code. But I guess it's just a matter of doing like runtime the plugins, something like this, and you would pass it along like that. You see, just a matter of reading code and checking. So that's how you would let the agent to, you see, load plugins programmatically. And once it's loaded as a plugin, if we go to our plugin, in this definition of the export of the plugin, you are including the actions. So that's how you are letting know the agent that whichever actions are available are through this address, through this array, and it has to be defined on your plugin properly. And that's the one that actually contains information. Okay, this is a weird one.
I like it. Let's run.
Yeah. It's not bad. And I think I need to save it. Cause there's like some. Export JPEG. Yeah, PNGs are fine. So it's coach pool. And we need to upload it to some service. So I'm just gonna use one that I have over here. Sign in. It's been a while. There we go. Load. And where did I put this? There we go. Yeah, it's okay. So we need, I don't remember which one was it. No, yeah, this is not it. We need the direct links. Yeah, this looks like it. Yeah, okay. So we needed that URL to pass to the user, to the agent. So now we're ready. So give me a token name. Token name. Oh, it's in sleep or what? It's weird. Token launch token. I don't know why I deleted like everything else, but so this is the image URL. Okay. Token name. Coach pool. Token symbol. Coach pool. We need the FID, which is mine. 1065. Pearl supply. I think this one's like weird. I think we don't have. Let me check. I don't remember very well, but let me check very quickly. On our here, we need to send the total supply. Let's make a small change here. We're gonna add the parse ether util from Beam, because this one is begin. Maybe I can do this to string. This might not work, but hopefully it does.
Can we play some music while we watch it code for us? People liked your music, just so you know.
Oh yeah, is it too loud?
No, we heard it. It was good music.
Oh yeah, it's Bad Bunny. You know, can't take the Latin vibes from me. Total supply. So yeah, the idea is to just have like a large number. Ideally, this should work, and if not, we'll see. It's on test, so no worries. So we have total supply, the FID, URL ready, and we need like a social proof. And let's just say that we shared something on Warpcast. So I'm just gonna copy any URL that I have created. It's been a while since I posted, so maybe I should post something. And here we go. Ideally, this should work. I think I have 6. That's good. So we're sending these parameters to the agent, and now there we go. Now it's extracting them from the conversation and doing all of this. So as you can see, here we have a transaction hash that has been sent to the Polygon Amoy blockchain. We're gonna search for this hash, and here we go. This is the token that we created. Yeah, this is the issue. You see that like there's some things that are not working great here on the actually probably because I didn't build. So you see what happens here. Even though we made a change to the plugin, since we didn't run the build command, the pnpm build script, these changes are not being reflected on the functionality that the agent has access to. So this parse ether utility, what it does is it takes the number that I entered, and instead of sending it as way, which is the smallest unit, if you remember from, I was missing 9 zeros. So it should transform it into the proper with the decimals and all of that, which is exactly 18 decimals standard ERC20. But we were able to launch this token via chat. So I'm gonna pause here, and we're gonna switch into the smart contract so you can see very quickly, at least on a high level, what's happening on the smart contract and why we are doing it like this. And if you have any questions, now's the moment. And then we're gonna connect it to Farcaster also. So I don't know if you'd rather me go through the smart contract code, which is not really the focus of the agent camp, but maybe it gives you better context of what we're doing from that standpoint. Or would you rather us focus more on the agent, like connecting to Farcaster and creating an evaluator that the agent gonna have to like you before launching a token? So you need to interact with it a couple of times at least. We can do that too.
So let's have everybody chime in. So if you want to learn, dive into smart contracts, post smart contracts. If you want to dive, I suggest we keep going and try to get the agent going. But let's show, as we get into the smart contract, show where it is. But we can also skip smart contracts and dive right into building the agent.
Good idea.
Yes, we're going to do both. So I think we should do both. We will do both. Just post in the chat if you want to dive into stay focused on agents, or learn a little bit about smart contracts. We've done a lot of classes on smart contracts in the past. If you want to watch our videos around getting started with Ethereum, you can go watch our Quick Start Ethereum class. It's on our website, learn.dabl.club. So just go to learn.dabl.club and you can dive in to smart contracts. There's a lot of content out there, and we'll show you where the smart contracts are, but maybe we'll stick to the agents, but we want you guys to know where this actually connects on chain to a smart contract. Well, I think the consensus of 4 posts so far seems to be more focused on agents. But I think it's important to show people where the smart contract is and where they can go to edit that. So I think we should show them.
Okay, just shared it on the chat. I think you probably see the link very soon. If not, Dabl Club /agent token launcher, with dashes, as you can see here. And the contracts are over here. You can just clone the repository and follow the instructions for. We're using Hardhat. Hardhat, yes. We're using Scaffold ETH. Shout out to Bill Guild. This very cool tool for creating smart contracts and testing and all of this. I really like it. And you can just clone this and follow the yarn, just this very specific scripts: yarn chain, yarn deploy, and yarn start. And you should have this same smart contract deployed locally with the whole thing from Scaffold ETH. So you don't need to worry about getting tokens. Test tokens is going to be like a local blockchain, and you can play with it very fast. And just make sure to change the information from the over here in our launch token action should be the address. I think it's hard coded. So just switch this token launcher address for whichever address you are using. Can be local or can be a testnet, and you should be able to go. You should be good to go. So that's for the smart contracts. Yeah. Okay, so let's go first before we launch it on. Now let's do it in Farcaster right away. Like, how are we gonna do this? So the way to go is Naynar. Always happens. So we are gonna use Naynar to generate a Farcaster UUU ID for a specific account. In our case, we're gonna give this functionality to an existing agent, which is called Gator1. If you haven't followed him, or it's a him, right, Kale?
It's kind of invasive to check on gators, so we'll leave that up for debate.
Okay. Gator1. Let's see. It's not with a dash. So, yeah, here we go. So it's been posting pretty constantly. So we're gonna take it, this one's already connected, this agent, to because I don't wanna create a new account.
Right. Yeah, you're gonna use this Farcaster profile and just inject your new agent into that, correct?
Correct. I'm just gonna pause this for a little bit because I'm gonna take that same Farcaster FID. I'm gonna use the designer UID. I'm gonna show it here very quick. Copy it first, and let me paste it on my code. It's one, of course. The reason why I'm not showing it, and you always have to be careful with the private keys and API keys. The private keys that I've been sharing, and we know that I'm gonna change them. So I know I don't have to send any funds. But these ones is we're using an agent that's in production. Technically, it's already connected to Farcaster, and I don't want you to have access to that key, you definitely understand why. So we're gonna take the signer, the API key, and the Farcaster FID from our agent, or from this account rather. So you can click here about. This is the one for this, and I'll show you in a bit what I'm doing on the console, so you actually know what's happening, and not just right now I'm not showing you anything right now. So there we go. And the API key is the one that I'm missing. Just one more. Especially the signer UUID. That's very if you've been around Farcaster a little bit, that signer UUID is pretty much something that's registered under the Optimism contracts. Farcaster is deployed on Optimism for this key management. So this key has all of the permissions that your account has. The good part is instead of handling a private key for the wallet, which is actually what let me share now the screen. What controls the Farcaster account. But which is you had the private key for this custody address, which I do. I'm managing the K1 account. You can access everything. It's like you own the account. It's like not your keys, not your coins, not your keys, not your account. So Farcaster creates these UUIDs that you can register. These are keys, and here's how it looks for if you have like a paid account for Neinar, you can generate very easily your new account. Is I think it's not gonna let me. Okay, it does. And here's where you can create like a new you have an API key here, and I don't remember if this one properly has like a, because you need to. Okay, so yeah, if you want to create a new signer UUID, this is the one that I mentioned, and for this one you will need a proper Farcaster account. So you need to create one on Warpcast, and then come here and sign in with this new Warpcast account. So you need to click here, and you're gonna have to scan your whatever thing, and I don't even have a token here. Yeah, I haven't started this, but let's see. Let's click on create agent, and okay, so maybe we're not gonna need to do all of that stuff. And image URL, we already have one for that. Where was it? Yeah, no. So here. Sorry, but just making sure that we have all this stuff ready. Coach pool. And yeah, let's another one. Just a fun loud yeah, it's just because the agent's probably gonna like think it's I don't know if it does or not, but okay. So start casting as coach pool. I suppose this is the signer UID, and we're gonna expose it right now. And let's just close this. So that's how you can create an agent on Neinar. That's very fun. I hadn't done that before. So it already created for us an account. That's great. We don't have to go through all that flow. We as Dabl Club are already paying for this account. So we have, I think the growth, no, it's a starter, $9 a month. It's not bad. But yeah.
Yeah, so, I like Neinar. I think I like the Dabl, our new project, to be the Neinar for AI, right? Neinar is awesome for Farcaster. We want to build it so that you can use Neinar and use Farcaster, but also use Eliza at the same time. So I think that combination is awesome. And we need something like Neinar for Eliza, right? We need an SDK that makes it as easy as signing up to launch an agent.
That's correct.
We want to be the Nanar for AI agents, I think.
Okay, the only thing that I am missing, and let's see if I can find the. Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen. Pull up a little bit. I need to find these agents, these coach pools, Farkas ID, which I don't see anywhere, but I found it already on Warpcast. So we have this. Nice. I like Nanar. This is very cool. Very good addition by Nanar, because we were able to create this account without having to create a new one, which I already have like 6 that I am managing and paying for just to test agents, and this is way better. Anyways, so we have loaded this API key and this signer UUID into our .env file, and also if you want to follow the coach pool, this is the UUID. It's already the created account here. I'm gonna follow it, and so this should be ready. And now we have a couple of things to do. So first is on our character file, we should also add the Farcaster client down. And let's make sure that on our agent runtime, we are actually that we have the Farcaster client available. So it looks like it. It's gonna be able to load it. Okay. I just want to see this is on the client side, on the character side, but just it should just reload the Farcaster one without much issues. Okay, so we're good there. We have included it over here. We have included the .env file, which is the API keys and variables. That's one thing that you need for Farcaster. Then making sure that we add it to our character file, which we have done as a client, and just making sure that it's available on the agent runtime, which it should load without issues, and if not, we'll see in a bit. So we will run the pnpm build command once again. We're not installing anything new. We're just making this so the agent properly launches with the parse ether. And I'm not sure in the screen. No. Yeah. So it creates the token with the proper supply. So that's why we run the build, and we are gonna start our client once again, our agents. Okay, so seems like the Farcaster client is live. So seems like we're good to go, and let's take a look. Apparently, this guy has casted something. I always say tweeted. Sorry about that. It uses hashtags. It's funny. Okay, so nice. So that's a cool part. It already has all of the definitions that we have created on our character JSON file. So it's posting as we expected, and that's very cool. Okay, so we have it here, and now that we have it on Farcaster, we have to tweak our action, because how are we gonna get this information from the conversation on the that's happening on Farcaster? What we were doing here was much easier because we were having like a direct interface with the agent, and we can have this exchange and have it extract this data specifically from this conversation. So we need to do something similar, and we're gonna explore the Farcaster client now. I'm gonna pause also for a little bit for questions here. I don't know if there's any question for the Farcaster initialization. We didn't do anything crazy, just activate the plugin, or rather the client. But I want to ask if anyone didn't follow or would like some clarification for any step that we might have gone very fast.
So everything, just want to repeat because the GitHub link is still up, but do we need to go and get the plugin from a separate GitHub repo, or is the plugin, it already comes in the package, right? So you just need the agent token launcher, and then you go configure the plugin, right? So we don't have to go pull it, but the plugins are a third-party plugin, right? So a lot of these plugins in this directory were created and made as pull requests from other organizations. So, these are not necessarily like managed and created by Eliza's team. So, but these are sort of the official plugins. But you can go and make your own plugin in here. We could add a Dabl plugin or a Polygon plugin if we wanted to do something different than the Coinbase Agent Kit. So we may do that and add our own contribution to the Eliza framework.
Correct. And if you want to help with that,
share your ideas for plugins and let's get started and build some plugins for them.
That's a fun way to do open source contributions. If you want to participate, let us know. We need help. Like, we can mentor and help build more stuff. That would be very fun if we could contribute as a community and have the Dabl Club plugin for Polygon. That would be super fun. But yeah, just gonna go very quickly through the Farcaster client. We have time. That's good. So we have a better understanding of how these clients work. Clients are a different type of block. It's a plugin technically. You could also see it as that. You see, we have actions. We have like several other stuff. But the main distinction for a client to be a client is that it has to connect to an external application that's actually where the agent can also bring in information from. So plugins can work like this as well, but the clients are like very specific. If you have any like doubts, don't overthink it. Both have functionality. Maybe these things make it a little murky to work on Eliza. I will concede that. Especially at the beginning, I also had this like worries, but it's just functionality. So that's what the client is for. And the main thing that we need to look for is this instantiation of the client. This is how it is getting the proper initialization, the construction of the client. We need the name signer UID, the API key, and then it gets the API client, which is following more or less what the instructions were when we created the agent. Gave us like a client initialization, and that's what we're doing here. And then it exports the Farcaster client. It's always available for you to take. You don't have to do it straight from this code. What we're gonna do now is gonna use this functionality, import it on our plugin. We're gonna have to add it as a dependency, so we can access these interactions, which is the good part. We need to listen for the user's interactions whenever it instructs with token launch action, and we need to intercept that so we can extract data from the cast that is being shared by the users. I haven't tried this. This is new for me, but let's see if we can do it very fast, because we also want to do the evaluation, and maybe the evaluation is faster. So I just want to show the evaluation first, because we might run out of time. And this one's we're not gonna do something super crazy. We're gonna actually create this. How can we call it? I don't want to call it trust, but it's like likes, preference, no, friendship evaluator. Okay. So you probably say, hey, I don't even know how to get started with evaluate. What's that? Okay, so evaluators are prompts that are injected into the agent whenever our actions or there's a detection, and we'll see how it happens. And we intercept this and inject this like evaluation, this thought process that we as humans can relate very easily to, but kind of want to translate it and give it to an LLM. So we need to give it a very clear instructions, a prompt of how it's gonna evaluate whatever we want to create. So maybe it's a friendship evaluation, maybe it's a public goods evaluation, and it's just like you need to tell it, okay, so what a public good consists on, how you evaluate this, how you rank this. You need to start thinking about simple score mechanisms, so the agent can keep track of how to start creating these evaluations, and even start saving these evaluations into its database, which, remember, it's if anything, it's the agent's brain. And with the retrieval augmented generation, which is what Eliza has built by default, you can start building these more long-term definitions of whatever it is. It can be spirituality, it can be music preferences, can be token recommendations, which is what we're going to take as inspiration. the Solana plugin has a actually very good trust evaluator. So since we don't know how to do it, at least not from scratch, we're gonna do what every good developer or good builder does and take some inspiration. So first, I'm gonna look for the trust evaluation. It's here. Trust. It's on the packages, plugins, Solana. Let's see. Trust. Trust plus TS. So this is what we're gonna pass to the LLM, to Cursor, and it has precisely this should process. It has like a very fun structure, and what this evaluator does is keep a track of the user's recommendations, and it does it by a user per user basis. So if you interact with this plugin and the agent, with the agent that has this plugin, and you start shilling to it tokens, hey, you should buy this or you should sell this stuff. So the agent's gonna keep a track of these memories, or of these recommendations rather. And the first times, it's not gonna even take any action other than register. It's gonna say, "Oh, cool, Mel. Nice meeting you, Mel. You are a new friend, or whatever. You're shilling me this coach pool token. Price right now is it goes and checks the price. It's this I don't know, 1 cent. And okay, so it's gonna state that. And then let's say in 1 week you say, hey, did you check coach pool? Now it's at $2. It's like, oh, the agent's gonna like run this process and kind of like start storing this specific structure, which is a memory of this recommendation. So the recommender is the user, the ticker is whichever token, contract address, so the address of the token, the type of recommendation, buy or don't sell, like how the conviction, like, hey, you should definitely do this. And so that store it's high, don't buy, sell. You should definitely don't buy this. It's a shit coin or whatever. Sorry for if the term offends anyone. It's just a fun, endearing term. I actually love them. Or this meme coin, and already known if it knows it before, and it just kind of keeps track of all of this. So we're gonna tell our cursor that, hey, please create. And not only this one, I want to also add the boredom. There's a boredom evaluation too, and this one has like a very specific definition of levels. I'm gonna tell it copy this boredom levels structure in these interest words from the character.json in the cringe words, and pretty much create like a new evaluator for friendship, but keep track of the interactions that the user is having with you. So it's because here I don't think it follows like it's just for the context of the conversation to keep being involved in the conversation or not. And we actually want to store this friendship level into the database. So that's why we're mixing the boredom evaluation. And actually, it's a provider, but I think it's more of an evaluator than a provider, if you ask me. The other one is the trust one. With the trust one, it's actually the one that has the proper evaluation, and this one's more like a framework on how to score things. So please create all of this. How we say rollo. It's like a lot of stuff being talked, but all of this is to create this friendship evaluation. So friendship evaluator. It should use scoring mechanism inspired in the boredom provider with a simple reference to know if the agent likes someone or not. I'll use the character.json file to generate the interest topics and range topics that will be used to score, to generate the friendship score. Make sure to follow the trust evaluator for both templating and database management to store the interactions, friendship scores. And I'm just gonna tell it follow the recommendation database storage from trust evaluator. It's a lot, it's a lot of instructions. Oh no, wait, it's going to cancel it because I forgot to add the coach pool. Okay. Yeah, now we go. And okay, we have 30 more minutes. We're probably going to extend a little bit more. You want to stay? So I wanted to really go through this, at least to give you an overview of how to create these evaluations. And as you see, I'm not overthinking it right now. That's the cool part about Eliza. You can take inspiration. You can take code from other plugins if you like. Make sure to go through it. You can see I create this prompt kind of on the fly because I've already inspected these providers and evaluators before, so I know more or less how it's built. Where did it be created? And but also don't be like Nemesis. I like it. So you see, we have like a very cool definition already, and we're just gonna throw it to the agent and see if it works, and we can tweak it later. But the important part is that you have like something to test out and share with other people, or rather just share it so you can test it out personally, because it's gonna take a lot of testing. I was listening to a podcast from Y Combinator a couple of days ago, and they had like this retreat, and with AI founders and a lot of people that are very focused on all of this agent development as well. And something that caught my attention was they said that the founder said, just kind of relaying this, but that it's a lot about testing, but like actually putting it on the hands of users and other like builders, and see if these evaluations and these action executions and this agentic behavior by the agents is actually in line with what you expect. And the only way to really know is to put it out. So to test it and see, that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna try and see if this works. I don't know why this is string. It's a TypeScript one. It should just it's a proper. This is weird. Why is it not generating the context? So let's see. This is the friendship levels. It's just like a framework. Extract topics from character. It's a plugin. I suppose we don't want to hard code this, and this should be okay. And actually, I'm gonna add another one. It's not only a topics one. I think we should also add. Okay, let's leave it like that. That's fine. Cringe topics. Okay, that's okay. And now, why is it not getting the friendship template? So first it gets the topics. That's okay. Takes the recent messages. That's fine.
Templates in the evaluators folder. They're getting called. Maybe we just need to do a call, like an import. Where do we call that?
Oh, where? This one? Now, just going through the. I want to see because we need to inject this template. It's not being used anywhere, so we need to inject this template somewhere. And I'm seeing because what I'm checking is that it never composes this context. That's where the template is used. So I'm just going to check line by line. There's no other way. We got it generated by Okay, gets the messages. Here we should be able to extract. Okay, the friendship manager, this is just the instantiation of this new table management. This is how you create a new storage on the agent's database. So you're creating a table name. This should work. We might need to adjust this because maybe we need to create something else. I don't remember. I haven't checked this before. I did, but I don't remember if I created something specific. We'll find out. And also find the current friendships. Okay, good. Memories, that's fine. Friendship scores. So I'm just gonna tell it, hey, please make sure to include the template into the handler. So in that, I should process template similar to what trust evaluator is doing. So this is like another evaluation that also is like taking it. When should it process? If there's like, it should process it. Should process the evaluation if the recent conversation includes either like or dislike topics, and if it should be processed, make sure to run the, which is the template is the friendship template. Oh, the friendship template. Also update the generate object all to use the generate object deprecated. Let's see. Oh, this is okay in the chat. So ideally now, yeah, okay. Now it's gonna do something over there, definitely. And after that, we need to add this evaluator into our plugin. Let's just apply everything, yeah. And you can import this, yeah. State. Now this is doing. This is this is a weird way to compose this state. What? No. It's doing crazy stuff. State.
I like the concept of a friendship template.
State.
You should have friendship contracts for agents where once you become friends with an agent, it like will be nicer to you than other people, right? Secure that friendship.
There we go. Yeah, it's just put it like this. Way too much. This state should just be. We should be able to get the state from the agent runtime, so don't need to. Runtime. Let's. State. Okay, that's okay. And now we can put this and this. Okay. It's the same stuff. But I think we can just do it. This is getting too complicated. I think const new state. I think we. I don't know. This one's complicating itself too much.
They love it, Mel. You're rejecting cursors code suggestions.
It's just that sometimes it's why is it doing so much stuff? No. Let's solve this. This handler, you should just make sure to store the new friendship into the database. But I'm gonna do it directly here because is this not? Okay. So all of this was for the handler. Here the elevator should be fine. Okay. What? No, this one's wrong. Reject this. This shouldn't be here. Yeah. Then what else we have here? Generate object. Simple as this, man. Simple as this. What's this? Text. Okay. And what else? So this one's we're not using it. Let's just remove. We're not using. We need to go crazy. And I wish that the topics were used. So now we're gonna say, hey, why are you not using the topics for anything? Okay. So now we're gonna inject it into the templates apparently. That's where we apply this. Okay, and now we can remove this. Yeah, here. Okay, now our plugin seems to be at least no more errors. Oh my god! Nice. Thank you. That was good. You know, this is part of the whole thing. Sometimes just throws out so much garbage. And maybe it's because I enter that complex prompt and you should piece it like on tiny, smaller bits that are much more specific and easier to keep a track of. This is part of learning how to use these tools. So if you feel like I did a lot of stuff, yeah, probably could have done it this way easier. But at least seems like we are getting our stuff ready. And now let's export this evaluator from this and now include it into this friendship evaluator. Okay, need to import it. And now we don't need to install anything else at the moment. We just need to run the build. And it's probably going to, that's the part that I don't like a lot about having the Farcaster ready and doing development, because now it's gonna recast something. Nothing bad. It's just it might feel like if you're doing a lot of debugging and restarting, just make sure to remove the client for in the meantime, so you don't get like a lot of casts. Unless you don't care about that, it's also cool. Because sometimes it kind of makes the same cast and looks lame. That's just it. Nothing too crazy. First, we're gonna test it on the chat. Hey there, are you a loser or what? I just want to check if it detects this evaluation. Ideally, we should also see, evaluate friendships. We have this provider now. What I'm not sure is how we're gonna get this. You see, we have some. This is the JSON error that I've mentioned before. So probably, yeah, it seems like it kind of wanted to enter. And how do I know this? Because we just did this these changes to the code. We know that we introduced something new, and I'm getting the JSON error. I know that is related to Anthropic, so it's probably something in our evaluator that we are using this generate object, JSON object. That, but I'm using the deprecated, so that's weird. Let's see if we can debug this further. Using provider value JSON. Yeah, generate object deprecated. Again, I thought this one was working well. Let's see if we maybe our object generation it's not properly generating the JSON. Trust. I want to check the template very quick. So okay. Trust is the boredom, and ours is here. String number. String. Yeah, doesn't seem like anything crazy over here. So the JSON structure should be fine. Maybe it's when it's getting no, but so the problem that we're having isn't this function call. I'm gonna try something. Not sure if it's gonna work, but if not, we're just gonna switch to OpenAI and just move forward with this error. NPM build.
Are you saying OpenAI is better at CodeGen than Claude in this case?
No, I'm not saying that at all. It's just that Eliza's function uses a very specific JSON thing that Claude doesn't. It's not like, and it's weird because actually Shaw has said that dislikes OpenAI, or at least that he thinks that, I don't remember, I think the 4 model, and I remember very clearly that he really said that it was trash. But yeah, other than that, I think it's more related to some execution on the LLM side, that it doesn't process the request as expected. That's the best answer that I can give. Might be wrong, but yeah, that's at least my experience so far. So this one, let's see if we can restart. Either, and maybe it's not gonna even run through any. So I'm just checking that it's not throwing the same error, which seems like it is. So, but still, it's generating score. It's just not okay. We're gonna keep going. So right now, do you like me? Maybe it's gonna tell us. I mean, we're not exposing any like shared friendship, levels or something. But yeah, we're having this error somewhere, and it's probably on our evaluator. But yeah, I don't like that. It just stops like kind of. Yeah, I'm gonna switch to OpenAI. Just
let's go. AI. Which model are you gonna use?
I mean, it just, if you see whenever we switch the model stuff over here on the evaluator, I just switched like the class model class. And it depends on what you use here. The different definitions are on the .env file. For OpenAI, this one could be the 4TO, or I don't remember, 4.0 thing, the smallest one. So yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it depends a lot on each individual LLM. but you can manage that by switching the .env file. Show you where it is. So you see here, by default, these are the models. So you can kind of switch between them. Oh, it only uses the pt.4, but if you have like the latest one, or you have DeepSeek, you can switch these things specifically. Hold on. Okay. Should I receive the code? Okay, for this. It's not letting me come in. Application failed. It's weird. Wait a second. Trying to log in, but it's not letting me. Okay.
You want to pump the reggaeton for us? Maybe we should just have a reggaeton show.
Okay. It's probably gonna be a party during November, so stay tuned. Okay, I have logged in now, and you should be able to. Let's just create the API over here. Settings, API keys. There we go. Agent and Eliza evaluator. It's the key. And now we're just gonna enter it here. And we have to switch our character here. I'm gonna kill the Farcaster for a bit and switch to OpenAI. Hopefully that fixes this error. npm start character. So we can, we're short on time now to do the Farcaster integration. I just want to make sure that we can keep track of this evaluator and the friendship evaluations, and see if it was a JSON error, like I thought, related to the model, or rather, if it's something deeper that we need to take a look into the evaluation, and we can just save that for further reference and share later the evaluation working properly. Okay, now we see that we're getting the GPT-4o mini interactions. Just wanted to answer. Okay, so expected after property value JSON position. So it's something related to our template. It's not so where could it be? Anyways, we're gonna store this on the freezer for a bit. I'm gonna take a look to this later. Maybe could it be something as dumb as this? Yeah, maybe it is. You see, it's gonna be this dumb stuff. This comma. Hate it. I bet you a lot of money that it's gonna be working now. Don't quote me on that. You never know. Let's see. Let's restart. I need to rebuild. So let's rebuild, and in the meantime, while everything builds and starts like restarting, I'm going to take a look into the Farcaster part, so we can see how we can get access to the recent stuff. So it's probably on the interactions file. We want to handle these interactions, so we will need to instantiate this Farcaster interaction manager, so we can get it. Start, stop, handle. Okay. Maybe. Okay, we're gonna copy this this function. What it does exactly here, connection build conversation thread. So we need to inject our function call for the smart contract whenever it detects that the launch token conversation is happening. We might not even need to do anything of that. We just need to test. What we need is a way to get the cast information into our this is a good one. So the easiest one will be to just intercept here, and no, the message should be, we probably don't need to do anything. Okay, whatever. So this is working now. Seems okay. No, my bad. So we start this. Let's just try it. The problem is that I'm not sure if it's gonna detect that the image URL is coming from the cast, from something that the cast is being uploaded. There's only one way to know, and we're gonna find out right now and try to do it. But we're not running Farcaster now. My bad. Okay, character. This one. Farcaster. And now restart. We need to rebuild anything, just restart. And we're gonna cast to the coach pool. I'm just thinking. What we need to do is probably switch a template that extracts the conversation, the data from the conversation, and also add information like, if this is Farcaster, use the Farcaster data that's available on each cast, which should be stored on your memory, and extract from those ones the proper data. So yeah, let's just try to do it. Add coach pool, launch token, token name, coach pool, now I'm gonna say, yeah, coach token symbol, coach pool. I'm just gonna add it with an extra O, just in case there's like I don't want it's a repetition. Supply. Let's look for it to me. And we need to upload an image. Just upload again this one. And the FID and the social proof should come from Farcaster. So we're not gonna do anything else. We're just gonna use this on Dabl. And maybe we'll have like a requirement. You need to be a member of the Dabl channel for it to like you, and also it has to like you. Let's go and check if on our console if it's detecting the request. So create a memory. The kind of bad thing about all of this could be, it seems like it detected it. Nice, cool. But sometimes the interactions are not instant. This time we were a little bit lucky. You can adapt that on the Farcaster client. Okay. No action found for launch token. This is weird. It should have listened to the launch token one, just because it's not like that. You know what I mean? The launch token action is here. Maybe we just need to be like way more. That's lame, but anyways, let's retry it on the Farcaster. Yeah, let's just restart it. Maybe that way, kind of. And let's just switch the way we call it, and let's enter the very same. Maybe it's because of the colon. I don't know. Maybe like this. And let's see. Seems like it answered us over here. Nice. That's very cool. Got your FA number image. So it's not. I mean, at least it's kind of detecting it. So
now it's mostly just troubleshooting the action calls.
Exactly. But you see, we're almost there. That's a cool part. Farcaster is not quite there yet, but on the chat, the direct client, we were able to very easily. You see, it's but message for knowledge query. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. We need to tweak. That's exactly what we're missing. Just tweak a little bit this extraction of the data. That's probably where we need to put a little more focus on the templating here for this template. We need to make sure to include on the recent messages. Here, there's probably a way here to instruct, hey, the Farcaster ID, the image URL, and the social proof URL should all come from the information derived from the cast, which should be available. Let's see if we can generate it. Please instruct the agent the LLM to look for Farcaster ID, image, URL, and social proof. Cast hash. URL should be attachment or what's the name for this? On Farcaster. Just want to do it very quickly. Let's see if we can crack this in 10 minutes. Sorry.
Let's go.
Because the cast has here, you can see the reference of the information, and this information should be available on the Farcaster client since we're using Neinar. And each cast should have the hash is the one that we already instructed. What we're going to use that's for the social proof, the hash. Then we need to extract the image that's been attached. Embeds here. Embeds should be under embeds URL or on the cast, which is it's the same. This is like cursive. Okay. Should be embed URL, and we are going to. Yeah, I don't like. I wish this one had like the full thing that the sidebar has, because I want to add context, and this should be. Maybe we can index name. Let's index the whole documentation so it has source. This is something that I suggest you get into the habit of using. You can just enter here. Sorry, that's not it. Close. Here. So you can just enter docs. Oh my. It's at. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Docs. And then you add new doc. Enter the URL.
We had a couple comments. I don't know if they're helpful, but someone wanted to make sure you added the agent can't plug in to the character file.
Oh yeah, that's added. Oh, but we don't have to add it to the plugin. I mean, it's ideal, yeah. But that's something that we mentioned at the beginning, that it doesn't load the plugins that have to be that code in the agent runtime. So we already did this in the previous sessions where we added the agent plugin on the plugin array, a little bit more hard coded and not like as programmatic as it should be, like you mentioned, on the plugin array, because it is detecting it. It's just a matter that. So let's see. I don't like that it's calling Neinar for some reason. It shouldn't call Neinar. all main just use the past if you reference to extract the proper data from the recent. Nice. And it's gonna do like crazy evaluations. I didn't ask it to do it, but might be a good practice. So yeah, yeah, that's good. Otherwise, it's gonna just throw an error. Let's keep it here. To the AI, it's just generating like the IP. I'll call back. No. Proper error. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. Okay. Now we did that. Let's rebuild this stuff. Okay, no. I thought maybe we had to remove something here. This friendship band, why is it's annoying me that, oh yeah. Should be fine. And here. This is just because if not, I'll check it later. I just don't want any warnings at the moment because we're gonna push this later to production and see. We need to remove. Oh wow! Oh no! What? You see? What did we do? Didn't do anything. Now Veeam accounts supported on our plugin. We didn't change anything. Maybe it's okay. Yeah, this one might be. We don't. I told you that we don't need this one here. That's okay. Just remove this. I'm just gonna remove this. Hopefully everything works. Yeah, so it was trying to run the. We didn't add the nanar package to our as a dependency. So that's probably that was what was creating this error. So instead of having to do that, we just want to test it. Yeah, now it's working. And let's do one last check on Warpcast. Oh, shouldn't see that. Let's try it again. Did it ever respond to or no? It didn't. And let's see if we have things over here. You see, that's what I mean. Like, I don't think it's gonna answer straight away. Usually there's like a delay of between. Interactions. So this instantiation of this client, where was it executed? Here in the client. So maybe in the actions. Here's so the published cast. No, I had seen it before. Just need to find it. So the post one is randomized, yeah, between 1 and 4 hours. That's okay. But the interactions one, I'm not sure. Okay, so it checks every 2 minutes. That's cool. Did we get anything here? We haven't. Let's just bombard it. Let's see if it answers, and if not, we can start wrapping up. We'll keep you up to date on once we have like more clarity or understand and have it better. But you see, we are almost there. The agent's just a matter of have it check for these messages and making sure that it's able to extract the information properly. So now I think, okay, now it's detecting it. Not responding to cast because generate should respond was ignore.
That's your friendship rating, I think.
Could be.
It doesn't trust you.
I mean, yeah, it seems like not.
It sees you and it's responding and it's choosing to ignore you.
Yeah, but you know that's part of it. Now we have like a new challenge.
Now we're working out action calls and yeah, exactly. At least it is alive.
Yeah, because you see it very clearly. It chose to ignore, which I mean could be related to the. I don't think it's related to the. Maybe it's because of the repetition.
You're already a nemesis.
I mean, we haven't really used that. I would agree, but we haven't injected that into the launch token evaluation. So that's when you start thinking, okay, how can we discard functionality? You know, we have built this evaluation for friendship, but we have not linked it with our token action or launch token action. And what the difference is that it's entering the boredom provider. So let's take a look very quick. So I want to show it very quick. Boredom one's on the Bootstrap plugin, and it chose to ignore. And it's not even this one. It's here. When does this ignore? You might find me creepy. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna try and over here over Farcaster, try to see if we can get like a more organic one while we answer some questions before closing the session.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, let's go through here. We got just a few to wrap up here. So these are kind of like related to when you were kind of debugging through the evaluator initially, some related to smart contract. So are you mostly using Vim to interact with smart contract API or using Goat SDK tools? Is there another way that he didn't think of in this reference?
For the smart contract call or?
Yeah, this is from a little bit earlier. Yeah, this is when you were pulling the smart contract. Mm-hmm.
We're using Beam.
Beam.
Beam.sh. You can use this one. You can use Ethers as well, which is I think. Sorry, this one. Both of them are very good. Like it's just a matter of preference. I dislike that Ethers has the signer and the provider, and that kind of have trouble with that before. It kind of left me a bad experience. And Beam, since Beam is used by WAGMI, but WAGMI is another one that you could use, I suppose. But with the core functionality, so it has like easier to use hooks or functions.
I would say Ethers and WAGMI are probably the two most popular among builders. I'd say WAGMI is number one in terms of adoption of Ethereum JavaScript clients. So.
Definitely for front-end users or front-end developers, I would say, for example, myself, that's when I started to understand how to use blockchain communications a couple of years ago. And that's why I started liking Beam, because I was like, okay, these guys, I understand you better. But that is a matter of preference.
Next one here for you. How is Eliza agent source indexing, or has the index prioritize plugins to initialize? It doesn't have priority for plugins, does it? It just runs down the list.
Yeah, no, not really. Yeah, that's the list. But once you deploy this, just starts everything, and it just takes the different interactions, I guess, by time.
There is no like actual prioritization hierarchy of the plugins.
No, I suppose you could create that for, like, if you wanted to answer first Farcaster than Twitter, you could instruct it to do, but maybe that's like a different plugin that you need to create. That is like a social media manager. Yeah, something like that.
And then they mentioned VS Code, but you've been using nothing but Cursor today, correct? They're just wondering what plugins you're using or what helper you have. And it's mostly it's Cursor itself, right, to help you generate these codes. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. I would suggest you. I mean, unless you have a very good reason that you found your flow to use either GitHub Copilot or any specific LLM assistant-like tool on VS Code, what really helps is this like rules for AI. This already takes care of most of the specific stuff of how I want the code. You can explore the Cursor directory, and then you can just either open up the sidebar. I haven't seen the shortcut actually. This one, or directly here with I don't know what I did. Okay, you can just enter Command L to chat or Command K to generate, and that's how you can like start over there. But I like a lot more the sidebar.
Got it. Yeah, and then just folks just wondering what you discover when you finally get it to pay attention to your launch request too. It's interesting whether it's the friendship or what is it that's triggering ignore, or is ignore just how it's choosing to end the conversation with you and it's just still not picking up the launch token action. I want to see what you discover there.
Yes, it's mostly that. I think trying to get it to execute this action via Farcaster could interpret it as a cringy interaction. So I'm just like, oh, interesting. Then let's see if it has, just trying to make it more organic. Love this tip. Can I tip you somewhere? Would love to send you some. Oh, give me 1 second. I need to open the door for my dog. She's thirsty.
I mean, she's been out there that whole time.
Yeah. Needs to go. See.
Yeah, and this is where you have having the concern, right? So yeah, VM is what's used for most of the plugins in Eliza that interact on chain, like plugin VM, but plugin Goat uses another SDK, and so they're facing issues sometimes when trying to use Goat SDK. So
yes, this is it's not that it's I'm not throwing shade, but you need to take a look into how they are executing it, because it's not that it's opinionated, but you really don't know how the agent's gonna react to the existing plugins. So the only way to start is digging, and I tried it a couple of weeks ago, probably, the Goat plugin, and I wasn't able to make it work properly, and so I was like, nah, I think I'm gonna go, and then I started exploring the EVM one. The EVM one worked better than I expect, like not better, but just worked. And I said, okay, now this is the one that I'm gonna use, and then I replicated it, and it's kind of working. It is working. So now we're getting this, okay, and okay. I'm just gonna try to see if you can. Hey, amazing. Do you think you could launch token? I'm gonna separate the sign, and let's just wait a couple of more minutes. And yeah, any other question for there?
You're pretty caught up. Yeah, you're pretty caught up right now.
Sweet. So okay, so we're gonna close and just see. We're gonna publish these advances into the repository. We'll make sure to send it to the Dabl Club GitHub account, and so you can try it. You can take a look, play with it. We would love to see your agents deploying tokens on Polygon and Amoy. And also, we will be sharing the deliverable for week 2, which is last week. But so you can enter the GitHub URL and a live demo or a live URL if you have it, so we can at least know where you're at. Because we're going to extend one more week. The idea was for everyone to have something ready by today, but even ourselves, with this process of learning and debugging is still like very fresh. We're dealing with very new tech, so we're gonna extend it until from this Sunday till next Sunday. The deliverables, you can take advantage of this and start building also for the agentic hackathon from Eat Global. You can treat our deliverable as a checkpoint, so you will have like an MVP at least of something, and you will be ready to at least submit something for Eat Global. And also next week we'll have, like Colin said, a demo day, so we can interact, have fun. You can show us what you built, and also extend half of it demo day and the other half debugging. For this, that's why it's very important for you to share your GitHub URLs, so you can include like, hey, I'm having trouble here, or I'm trying to do this, and that way on Monday and Thursday for sure we're gonna have sessions. We might add another one for office hours, so we can take a look into the code and be very well prepared to answer your questions live. So please make sure to prepare for this. Make sure to start finding the bugs that you are battling with, and even start sharing them on Telegram. And I'll make sure this week and weekend to be there and just helping out. So we want to see you building, we want to see you deploying and be successful. So we want to see you applying to the grants, and this is a perfect opportunity. So yeah, that was my way to bridge into a little bit of shilling, but you know how we do. That's why we do it.
Just dropped a Luma here for us. Just got it live. So it's more Eliza on the Luma /more Eliza, and that'll be for Monday's session. I'll get the link thrown up for the Thursday session as well, and share that through the Telegram and in the Notion doc as usual. Today's recording will always, as typically, we'll get this packaged and get it uploaded to YouTube. I'll share the link to the live recording that was broadcast to Twitter as well. And the survey link has also been shared on that Notion document, but that's also this one here. It's at tinyurl.com/lastagentsurvey. I removed the social submissions on that. I had a couple of feedback from users that they had some issues getting the Twitter social handle submission to work right. So we just stripped that and thinned the format a little bit, so it's a lot less bloat in there. So please fill that out if you've already got work to share. Otherwise, yeah, we will extend Agent Camp by another week and give Mel more time here to get us. We're so close. I can feel the finish line. We're making progress every single time that we get on here today.
It's over here. It's here.
Oh, there you go. You found it. All right. So what's the scoop?
So this generation thing, we need to understand why it's entering the ignore, and just kind of like tweak it here on the Firecastle client generation. Oh no, not even the Firecastle one, it's the core one. So maybe there's like a default setting somewhere here where anything that is related to tokens on social media or something like that, it just like kind of ignores it. So you see, it's over here.
Got it.
Need to take a look, but I'm sure we're gonna get it running in a bit. We have a session at 5 p.m. in Spanish. Remember, you can check that out. That's what I usually do. Like, I do a lot of stuff before this one, and I always find bugs in this one, and I take it to the next one, and I probably solve it. So I'll make sure to share it once we have it solved today or tomorrow, just so you have it available too. That's it.
Right. I think this is feeling good. What you got, Colin? Any parting thoughts?
No parting thoughts for you guys. I'm excited. Just to remind people, sign up for the ETH Global Hackathon today. It kicked off. There's another session later today. You can find all that on ethglobal.com. So I encourage everyone to go take the sessions on there. They're going to be doing brainstorming session later today, so we'll probably join into that Zoom call. Get yourself signed up. Today it kicks off. It ends on February 12th, so it's going to be It's going to be a big deal. I think the winners of this hackathon are going to go to Denver and then go and win Denver. So, it's hackathon after hackathon after hackathon. And we'll also be hosting a hackathon in San Francisco with AI-Fi. So right as the agentic Ethereum ends, we'll have another hackathon that we can send you to if you don't make it to Denver. And we'll also be hosting an agent camp in Denver. So look forward to meeting you guys. If you guys submit a demo, then we'd love to meet you in Denver. Maybe that should be our prize for the best project as we fly them out to Denver. So we'll see. We'll see you guys next week. I'm excited about that.
I dig it. All right, guys. Yeah, we'll be in Denver at the Ag Cave, tinyurl.com/Ag Cave. The Ag team has finally made these events live on Luma as well, so make sure you sign up for those, and we'll be there in Denver with you. Otherwise, I just want to give shout outs like Julio Cruz, Shruti, Symbolics, and Way. Y'all signed up like as soon as I dropped that Luma link. You've been in all the agent camp calls. You're active in the Telegram chat. You're not alone though. Lots of you guys. I see so many familiar names in the chat logs, and I really appreciate everyone's interest. You guys can tell, right? You can feel the momentum. It's agent season like no other. And so these are the skills necessary to have a heck of an opportunity to contribute in so many different places throughout the rest of the year. I've heard that this is not the year of agents, but simply the beginning of the decade of agents. So these skills are going to last a long time. We appreciate all y'all's time. We know that dabbling is fun. Let's go eat. I'm sure y'all are hungry. Have a great day.